All right. Today we are going to be building. Let me more properly center myself here, I guess, I suppose. Oh, all right. Today we are going to be building my favorite Gundam, the Deathscythe Hell. Now, the original Gundam Wing was, like a lot of people, my intro to Mobile Suit Gundam, and I have always enjoyed model building. Um, Whiskey ginger ale tonight. Cheers. Oh, why is my health not good? Why is my stream health no good? Perhaps this? Perhaps that will help. Anyway, as I was saying, Gundam Wing, like a lot of Americans, was my kind of intro to the world of Gundam, and I've always enjoyed building model kits. My dad and I had a model that we were building that may still be in the process of being built, and so when I saw Gundams and I found Gundams, the idea of being able to build something that you just had to snap together and it had a few pictures to take easily. Ooh, the color is really funky now. Color. Weird. Why my color all funky? There's all kinds of silly stuff today. But do. Alright, we're going to auto that, I guess. No changes? Okay. Alright. Alright, you're okay with it. Everybody's okay with it. It'll be alright. And so I have one of the first things I ever bought was this Gundam Hell Deathscythe. Move his little wing guys. He's got his big old wings. This is a full size, high grade, beautiful HG. It's kind of dusty. I bought this with lawn mowing money when I was oh shoot, how old would I have been? 14 or 15, I want to say. So I've had this guy for a while. He's got a lot of nub marks. You can kind of see there. It's definitely something that I did when I was a kid, before I really had a lot of the tools. But there's a lot of interesting posability with this model. But I just love that bat-like design. I love that God of Death patterning to the whole thing. He's just such a really cool, interesting model. His head doesn't move too much, but that's kind of okay since it's so tiny on there. You know, we don't really need his head to be like, ba-ba, like flying around or anything like that. And the leg work is pretty cool. But I love most things about this model, to the point where I even bought the Ultra Chibi SD version. So this is the standard Gundam Deathscythe, and this guy right here is going to be our full-size Gundam Deathscythe Hell from the Endless Waltz movie. So a little bit different features on these guys. I really like the scythe. Oh, I guess I bring in the scythe from my high grade Gundam. But anyway, of late though, I've been trying to get a lot of the sort of more standard SD pattern as opposed to this super chibi version. I picked this guy up not realizing he just wouldn't even have legs. He just has little feet stumps that kind of come out here. But I love him. He's cute. He's adorable. He's gonna help us out. He's gonna keep watch there. I'll put this guy on the other side of my drink so I don't hit him. But he'll stand there and make sure everything's going well. But I love these SDs where you have little legs, little feet. They're big old heads. They're just so adorable that you can't help but love them. And this guy I built last time. I was gonna do the RX-0 next time. However, at SakuraCon this past weekend, I found Deathscythe Hell in a proper SD. You'll see he's got legs, actual legs, and the one side shield. So I'm stoked to get into this. The other thing I picked up this weekend was paneling pen. Now, I have never, ever done panel lining before, so this is going to be new and interesting. So let's get into this. Set this guy over here so I know what I'm working towards. Oh, that's right. He also becomes a weapon for high grades. Is it high grades? Oh, if he becomes a weapon for high grades, and I can use him as a weapon on... Oh, I just turned his weapon into more weaponry. But I guess I could put it in the hands of my friend here. So let's get to it. Crack you open. Oh, boom. What is this crazy? Why is my task manager freaking out? It's just a night of 1,000 megabits. OBS, this is the only one really doing anything, right? Oh, I guess I got a lot of Chrome doing stuff. Let's bring that down to 0. See if that calms things down a bit. Alright, let's get this guy opened up. I love fun stickers. Okay, so this is going to be similar to this guy, where you sticker up the side of our awesome the Deathscythe, the titular scythe of deathing. Alright, get my pliers, get my diamond file. And there's my ball joints that we're going to be using. Oh, these wings are so cool. Oh, and these little head pieces, black too. Like, oof, just so cool. All right. I get started here with this guy. Doing like 2 things at once right now. Probably should only focus on one. Oh, they had God Nippers there too for $60, which is actually not a bad price. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Get back into Illustramo. There we go. Okay, now I can see what we're doing. Alrighty. So, nibbin, a little nubbin there. Okay. And a little nubbin there. Okay. Actually, is my other... I only have the one. That's right. I only have the one diamond file. I need another diamond file that's a little bit finer so I don't leave it as raw, you know? Alright, so almost immediately I am throwing stickers on the side. I'm throwing 12. Throwing 12 on this dealie. Oh. What? Alright, hold on. Where am I? There we go. Here, go! Alright. Alright. Brave sticker boy. Brave sticker boy. Alright. Alright. 1, 2. How do you guys press in there? 3? What? Okay. So each of these is supposed to go there, and then this is supposed to fold down into the front face of that one. That. Okay, so let's start from the top then. Press in. Okay. Press in. Press in. Okay. Okay. Alright. That's not bad. It's not a bad stick. Not a bad stick at all. Yeah. Alright. So now I just have to do that again, but backwards to the other side of the head. Alright, other sticker. Oh, and he's got chin piece too. Alright, I felt like this one went really well by kind of lining the bottom and then getting this top piece to sort of fall into. Oh, no, a little lower, a little lower, a little lower. Alright, alright, folding it over. Alright, alright, they're all. Get pressed, you. Get pressed. In there. Yay. Yay. I can definitely see how this particular piece here would look quite a bit cooler if it was painted, because I'm pretty sure, is it? Oh no, that's sticker on the high grade too. It would look cooler if it was painted, but I am not a guy who's gonna paint. Not right now. Alright, and I'm gonna put his eyeballs in because everybody needs eyeballs. Alright, let's get these eyeballs in. There we go. Okay. Eyeballs like that. Eyeballs like that. Press him into his face. Just ah. Okay, and then chin sticker number 10. Oh, that's this guy. I hate chin stickers. They always look so funny. It's gonna go this way. Yeah. Yeah, it's a fold from the top and push down on the chin type. Oh no. Oh no, this one's got a little ridging bit to it. And press. Press. Okay, that one. I feel like that doesn't actually fit. Did I put it on upside down? Oh shoot, I put it on upside down. Oh no. Oh no. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby, yeah. Okay. Okay. I turned it around. Turning this around. And that's more like it. That's more like it. Okay. Yeah, that fits. Fits a lot better than. Sometimes it's important to read the instructions fully before you just start pushing things around. You're just like, oh yeah, I know how to put a chin sticker on. I'm just gonna shove it on his chin and it'll be all good. And then you do, and it's like, oh, that's not where this one goes. And now, yeah, for the first time, I'm nervous. Ooh. Okay, and oh, okay. Give these guys a little what? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh. And then I come in, with the Q-tip and give it a zip, 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 zip. Okay, okay, okay. Is this working? Is this helping? Does this make him look cool? Does he look cool? Oh man, does he look cool? I can't tell. I've also got the eraser. Oh, okay, there we go. Now he's starting to look cooler. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's a cool guy. That's a cool guy. There we go. Need that corner to get in there. Just leaves that shadow of a panel line in there. Okay. Okay. Feeling it. Feeling it. Gives him just that let's see if I can actually focus this close. Get focus on that face. Get focus on that face. No? Am I too close? There we go. Gives that a little bit of that line that just says like, hey, pay attention to this a little bit more. That's not bad. Alright. Okay. Now that we've done the hard part. More hard part. A18, A18, and A17 head pieces. Nip. Nip. I feel like these don't hold on nearly as hard as they used to back in the day. Like removing pieces used to be such a bane of my existence. I don't know enough off the top of my head to know if that's true like fact about these, that they've actually reduced the clench. Gotcha. In order to make it a little less stress marks on them, you know, so it's a little bit nicer looking Gunpla in the end, you know. Scratch, scratch. We'll turn the bit of a luster returner here. There we go. There we go. These guys on the underside, not as vitally important. Give them a quick hit. There. Okay. Okay. Bop, 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 bop. Okay. Quick hit. Knock off the big bits. Quick hit, quick hit. Cool. Cool. All right, now this one is going to just go chakunk, chakunk. And are we going to put a ball joint in there yet? No, we are not going to put a ball joint in there yet. But we are going to put a sticker in his forehead. Number 1. It's a number 1 sticker. Gah. Just in the tippy top of the head dome. Drop it in, kind of move it around. Once we got it basically in place, we can kind of push, 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 push. All right, I'll actually reach in there with this Q-tip and push down. There's some nice even pressures with that Q-tip. Okay. All right, we're gonna shove his face in the hole. Right? Shove your head in. Shove your face in. Shove your face in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I rather like this design for my cool guy. Good old Duo Maxwell. And we're gonna do some like whap, 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 whap. Before there's like stickering that goes on this whole back panel here. I don't see one that would fit, but you know that would be just something to do. Yeah, it just gives it a little bit of just a little bit of a standout. I like that. Okay. And then finally, B1. Don't sink my battleship. Oh. Oh, come on. Let me nip this. All right. So you just nip the post, and then you can kind of acquire post a little bit better outside of the bar sometimes. There we go. Don't lose it though. You got small animals, they might eat it. And that is not something I want. Do you, Willie? Oh, I don't know, he must run away. Do. Okay, so I don't think I want to put any lions on my... Oh, that's such a cool... Easily one of the best head pieces. Just that little zig gives it that little bit of like, I'm a little bit different. I'm the, I may not be the OG, but it's just something to set me apart as a really cool guy. Interesting though that this head is quite a bit smaller than Big Head over here, or Cylinder Head, but then also, I don't know, 4 times as big as this guy's head. How do we compare to other SD heads? Yeah, it's it appears slightly smaller. Like this one here is a much more bulbous head than this one. Use my grid lines for anyone really wanting to get in there. Oh, almost dropped it. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. All right, there's our head. Take a drink. All right. Moving on to torsos. Sticking with A1, number 4. Nip. 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 Okay. And we got this guy. Giving it some love. Just a little love. Just a little love. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to do stickers 23, 8, and 9. All right. 23. Okay, and 23 is a collar piece here. Oh, but it's not. It's no like funky angles I'm trying to get it to fall within or anything. That's nice. That's a nice one. Just presses on in there. Just gives it a little bit of a lighter gray. Oh, and so I see, yeah. She's got the perfect gray little nublins in there too. Okay. Cool. So then that means 8 and 9 are probably going to be red. Red and black. 8 and 9. There we go. All right. 8 on his right side. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Come on. All right. Wait. What? Oh. So, the black bit goes in there, and the red bit pops out. Get some red bit. Red bit. And putting this guy on. Put him on. Yep. Okay. That's nice. Fairly straightforward, actually, for placement. That's not a difficult one at all, actually. I was usually expect those that are supposed to like cover up the different vent pieces to be like some of the most annoying because you're trying to get a like multi-angled sticker, but because it's got this little black piece that goes up into this upper vent well here, it actually works pretty nicely. Almost just fat thumb it, you know? Just presses on in there nicely. Use a little bit of nail press to get it down to some of the corners. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Now, do I need to... Oh, yeah. I don't see... Oh, I do see more stickers coming on. Okay. Okay, never mind. I got more stickers coming on. I'm not going to bother with any kind of paneling right now. Okay. We need PCC. PCC. Here we go. C. And nip. And nip. Boink. Okay. And these go ball joint first and ball joint out. Okay. So these have like a slight angle to them, and I want because those will turn into the arm joints, and I want them to go in that direction. That makes sense. Those look good. They look like they'll clip onto an arm later. A15 is going to be my back plate. All right, snip, snip, snap. I'm a snapping man. Okay, and okay. I don't like the way this one looks, so we're gonna give it a bit of a buff. Oh, you see everything's shaking now. Cool. Okay. Bit of a buffing on this side too. Cool. And we are just going to simply press. Okay, make sure everything lines up. His torso feels really small too. At least it feels way more posable. Just shine it up a little bit. All right, so now that we got all that on, I want you to do the. You put the PCD gourd, pop, and pop. This gourd goes on top, because that's his neck gourd. Come on, there we go. That actually snapped in there really well. Ooh, I like that. I like that waggle, wiggle waggle. All right, what else we got? Can't get stuck in the wiggle waggle. I got things to build. I got a Gundam to complete. Colonies are depending on me. And this guy, ooh, this one is quite a bit more complicated feeling. Snaps in there. Ooh, I like that snap I got from that. That was a good solid thwap. I shoved that in there. All right, sticker time. All right, 25 going on top, 24 going down below. Brave boy sticker time. All right, look at me, you. Look at me. Okay, press. Okay, I like where you're at. I like where you're at. Brave boy stickers. Yes, yes. Interesting. So it's these gray panels that you would normally have here are just stickers this time around. So we will continue the stickering. The great stickering of 1984. I remember when I was stickering. It was a great time. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, rotate, flip. That makes more sense. That make more sense. It actually would make more sense, I think, for the skinny side to go forward, but it says this one's supposed to be 24. 24 is supposed to go from this side. So, okay, yeah, so that just barely reaches. Okay. Yay, stickering! Little fat end of a Q-tip to press these on. That looks not bad. That looks pretty good. All right, other side sticker. Now let's do it backwards. Ugh. Yup. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. All right. All right. All right. There we go. Bleh. Oh, what's going on? It's going well. Been freaking busy, that's for sure. Oh, connect. Making more plans to go back to Japan. Just finished a convention weekend. Taxes were insane. All kinds of good stuff. At least necessary stuff. Lots of necessary stuff. All right, you got this. You got this. Wait a minute. Wait, what? You going like this? What? You're like a different sticker. You're like a different sticker. Why you gotta be different? No, I want you to be the same sticker. I want you to be the same easy to put on sticker as last time. Okay, there it goes. Not easy to put on, but it's in there now. Should Japan and for the Olympics, yeah, we actually plan to go to the Olympics next year. We're also going to be going this fall. It's going to be most likely our next trip. Korea would be fun. Been in the airport. It's about it for my Korea journeys. I ate in the airport cafeteria. I think that'd be fun sometime though to go to Korea. Okay, is there another sticker that goes on the front of this guy? No? Alright, panel liner. Oh, I feel so cool with this. Pew, 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 pew. Oh man, I don't even know if I want to Q-tip that. That's just nice straight lines on that panel. Ooh. I am going to do a little tool work in the corner here of the guns. Pop, pop, pop. Cool. Cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Nothing's cooler than a Gundam. Yeah, I mean, the Olympics themselves aren't that bad, at least. At least we need to see what the rest of the country is like. I don't really care much about the opening ceremony, so we'll probably just watch a couple events, which seem to have decent ticket pricing, assuming you can get them actually from the Olympic Committee. I'm not sure if there's like an aftermarket on that at all, but okay. C1 and PCB. Oop, breaking into the grays. What you got? Yeah. All right. That worked out. Get a little bit of nubbins off there. A little bit of nubbins off there. Cool. And then this guy, I want PCB. Snap. The only thing we know so far is Tokyo. We're making a big kind of journey trip with a bunch of people. Take them on like a tour this time. Yes, this like this. So at this point, it's just Tokyo, possibly Mount Fuji that we know of, but we have another like week and 2 days after that we have to, play around with. So we'll see what our final itinerary ends up looking like. I kind of want to see more stuff in between the big three, because you've got your Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. We've been to Nagoya, we've been to Nara, we've been to Yoshino, we've done, some of the things a little more southern from Tokyo area. So I kind of want to go kind of the north route this time and hit like, what is it, Toyoka, where not Matsushima. Matsushima is based in Sendai. We've seen that. Matsumoto Castle, Matsushima Castle. What is the Black Crow Castle? Matsumoto Castle. Man, how can I forget that? Matsumoto Castle, just to add another one of the like top the 13 or so, untouched castles to our list. A2. Because I love castles. And we've seen, as far as like interesting historical ones, Himeji, and we were at Kumamoto. Although Kumamoto at the time had been pretty wrecked, so I'm not sure if that one counts too much anymore, but it still looks cool. Still looked cool. Maybe actually see Lake Biwa. Lake Biwa. We've been up to like Kinosaki Onsen in that area, and maybe some of the stuff on the east side of like Biwa would be fun to see, fun to hit. It sort of depends. Depending on the group you go with, it can be, way cheaper to just balance the cost with a group. But when it's just the two of us, it's so much easier just to go do stuff. It's just like, oh, we want to do this. We want to do this because Katey and I's taste and things that we like doing are very similar. So it's a lot easier for us to just be like, yeah, we want to do this. Like, um, jumping into like our first trip ever, we just went to a Michelin starred restaurant, just jumped in, and we're like, yeah, we can do this because we want to. We enjoy spending the cash on really good food. Whereas for some people, that's not anything that they feel comfortable or happy spending money on. And I don't know, for me, food is fuel, so why not get the best fuel you can? I'm willing to pay for it, especially if it's delicious. But I can see how like some people, when you're in a group, they're like, no, we want to do this, and you're like, okay, cool. So it can be kind of frustrating to have to deal with like what a group wants to do versus what just the two of us want to do. You definitely make more interesting memories, I think, with a group. Also, it can be kind of fun to make a group when you get there. Like last time we were in Osaka, and this seems to happen almost every time we're out on the town in Osaka. Uh, One night we get pulled into a bar by some drunk salaryman who's just waving us in the window. He's like, just like, it looks like he's doggy paddling with how much he's waving. And we go in and we end up having a great meal and time in there, enjoying time with them. What's up, Bill Onge? How are you doing, friend? Bamboo review. Oh, I get it. I get it. Bamboo review. Gotta be careful when you're in those forests, though. Actually, we're almost to our next to our forest videos. Oh, I need to sticker this. I need to sticker this. That's not good. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, we've got Niigata from this last the winter trip we have filmed for, and then some fun around Tokyo, and then we'll probably release some do's and don'ts about renting a car in Japan, and some of the maybe a couple of nightmare stories from the trip, or it's just something fun, just kind of debrief that whole trip and everything, and then we can jump into the footage we have from last fall. Yeah, you're very distracting. You're making me miss stickers. Bet you planned it too. You're like, I'm gonna make sure he has to buy another one of those so that he'll have to do it again. We'll have a nice clean one. Come on, stick it now. Come on, stick it now. Eh? I'm watching some different reviews on different model kits, and I kind of want to try those water wet slides or whatever they are, where it's just like you get them wet and you slide them on. You can just move them around until they're in place and they don't stick until they dry. But haha, I did it. I got my stickers in there, so joke's on you, Josh. Bap, bap, bap. What about you? Where do you plan on heading? What? No, maybe I am. Maybe you're just like sitting there and you're like, oh, I'm gonna draw something else adorable and send to somebody to make them really happy, and then you saw my notification and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I don't know. I don't know what your life is like. D2. D2 is what my life is like right now. Snap. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like these angles. I'm gonna cut the pegs. I'm gonna cut the pegs, and then we can remove the peggly bits after the fact. Snip, snap. Snip, snap. Oh! Oh! Don't want to lose those. Willie will eat them, and then I'll have to clean up his vomit later. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Felt way more messier this time around. Just kind of more how I typically do these. A lot of unfinished drafts. You know, sometimes it's how it goes. You just have a bunch of stuff sitting there almost done. But it can kind of go both ways. You can either have a lot of unfinished drafts or one thing that you're just staring at. You know, like, this isn't done yet, this isn't done yet, this isn't done yet. And, you know, you could have just finished, you know, it quickly and moved on to something else with your life. But you're like, no, I got to get this one done. I got to make sure this one's done right. And get all hung up on it. Or is that just me? Am I the only one that does that? Tokyo and I think we talked about that. Oh, the monkey place is actually really close to Toyoka, I think. It starts with an M. Starts with an M. Wait, what? A2. A2. A2 what? A215? These? That does not look like the. Oh. Maybe. Maybe this looks like this. What? Sometimes a 3D picture doesn't quite look like the actual object. Yeah, it's like that Nabe Pop video, man. That really, because I've got a weird thing where I have to like release the videos as I'm producing them, and I don't want to like move on until I've you know, finished the last one that I've got in the queue. And it's like chronological is nice and all, but it's so not necessary. But in my brain, it's like, nah, you got to get this one done. You got to do that one. That's how the order you filmed them in. That's the order you got to release them in. That's not true. That's not how it has to work, but just have to release them in certain ways. I am going to panel line this guy. Bump. Ooh, that's a nice line. Sometimes I get them. Sometimes I get them right on. Cool. Should we do his knuckles? Should we do his fingers? Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, let's do some finger here. Blap. Blap. Okay. This is all kinds of stuff that's not even going to show up on the camera, but who cares, because I think it looks awesome. And I'm going to have to use a nicer camera later to take a photo of this guy for Instagram or Twitter or something. Oh, really? That's impressive. That really... I can't complete a drawing in a sitting for the life of me. Like, I'll sit down, I'll do a design, and then I will, like, have to force myself to leave and come back. Get that, like, that paranoia that, like, I've forgotten something in my completion, something hasn't gone right, because that's not how That's not how it works. You don't just sit down and finish something. There's no way that you've actually done it correctly, right? And you're like, no, there's no way this is done. And then you come back and you're like, no, this looks pretty good. Then you have 2 editors on every video. So like I'll finish something up and then Katey will come through and do her edit check and do things that she wants. Then I'll go through and do an edit check on the stuff that she does. And it just kind of just goes back and forth forever. Like that poo from the internet years ago. Okay. This is going here. How? Do you just... Oh. It just fits in. Weird. So it has a peg, but it doesn't use the peg. Oh, then I gotta get my ball joint. Where's my ball joint? My F. P-F. Got you. Got you. Oh, I totally cook as a hobby. I've cooked for years and years. My mom had a cookbook that was like the Disney cookbook. And one of my first ever cooking memories is she was like, "Here's the cookbook," and I had done stuff with her previously, me and my sister both, and she's like, "Here's the cookbook. Um, Pick out what you want to make. We'll get ingredients, and then you guys are making dinner." And so we got to actually like make dinner from the cookbook. Like that was so much fun at the time. And my family, so my uncles all grew up basically in a kitchen, like as first jobs and stuff. And I think all of them, maybe not all, most of them at least. One of them still owns a restaurant out in North Bend here in Washington, and best diner in the state. So cooking has always been a thing for my family. We used to do these things called progressive dinners, where we would what am I grabbing? This one. Each household would be responsible for a meal. And so like 2 weeks before Christmas, we would end up going around to everybody's house, seeing what everybody's houses were like, what their Christmas trees were like, and everything. Where like the first person would make an appetizer, the next person had soup, then the next person had a salad, then the entree, then a dessert. And so we just kind of got to see everybody's house for the holidays and eat good food together, and getting to actually participate in the cooking for that was always fun. So yeah, cooking's just been a thing for my family forever. Snap. And then you meet friends, and you like move out and stuff, and you get friends in high school, and you realize that like, oh, cooking isn't a thing that everybody does. That's interesting. And then you find out that when you cook for people, it makes you really happy when they enjoy your food. So now, literally the end of every Kampai kitchen, what you don't see is when the camera goes off, I'll have, maybe one friend is able to come over, but like the last one, we just did ramen. And I mean, there's so many leftovers when you make ramen. So like I had this huge pot of ramen. We had 3 friends over, and didn't even eat half of it. And so just getting to share the food I make with people is probably my most fun part. And I've had enough requests from people in my life for like, oh, what's a recipe or something on these that you do, or why do you like cooking that? And sometimes just seeing somebody cook is fun. So that's kind of why Kampai Kitchen even became a thing. It's pretty long answer. It's probably not even a complete answer, but it get you started. Just started on the answer there. Attach. Oh. Yeah. Eh. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Snip, snap. When I first met her, the answer is no. She has gotten much better at cooking, and I like to take credit for that as just yeah, that was all me. But really, she just went from not doing it a whole lot to like, oh, hey, we're out on our own. Cooking's like way cheaper and better for you, and so as soon as you introduce like a need to do it consistently, anybody's going to get better at it. Um, the real trick is getting somebody to follow a recipe for the first time. Because that was one thing that she would do is she would find a recipe for something, and then as she's cooking it, be like, I don't like this, I don't like that, or I don't want to do it with this, which can work depending on the recipe, but sometimes those things are in a recipe for a reason, and so you need to kind of follow the recipe the first time if it's somebody else's recipe, and then after that you can sort of play with it for, I like this, or I'm going to do this instead. Um, but yeah, especially nowadays, you're like, oh, I'm interested in this meal, and you Google like the three things that you feel like you're interested in, and you can find some killer recipe for it. Like my salad dressing from the tonkatsu episode. That's like it's like half of a Rachel Ray's recipe and half of excuse me, like a recipes.com recipe or something like that I blended together. The big difference being that they both added sugar to theirs, which I don't think you need sugar in like a vinegary salad dressing. It's just not something that appeals to my taste buds. So change that up a little bit. But of course, the first time I made it, follow the recipe. Try it, and you're like, that's a little too sweet. I'll do this next time. I think a lot of people just try a recipe and it's no good and they just throw it out. Whereas, could be something to do with just the restaurant history and me, but I wanna see if I can make that recipe good. See if I can make it better. I'm gonna line this hand before I attach it. Although I did line it pretty well while it was already on there. Oh, this is so interesting. This is so different. All it's really doing is adding like a little cell shaded outline to certain parts, but it makes it look so much more interesting in real life. Oh, that's funny. Growing up, um, my grandparents' table always had oil and vinegar on it. Because like my grandparents' age, they grew up, through the depression, so you didn't have money for like, oh, let's actually buy dressing. So you would just mix oil and vinegar into your salad, and that was salad dressing at my grandparents' house. And the only difference between just mixing oil and vinegar and any other, salad dressing recipe is just kind of what flavors you want to bring into it. Like miso, just to give it that sort of miso-y taste, and then because it's a more Asian inspired dressing using rice vinegar instead of normal vinegar. You could try using, like a red vinegar, or a lot of people, our house included, will do a um, just olive oil and balsamic vinegar, because that dark balsamic vinegar carries just so much good flavor in it that those two things alone on your salad, and suddenly you're not dealing with, oh, I had a salad, but then my salad dressing had like 30, 400 calories for the day or something crazy like that. It just makes it a lot easier to actually eat right. I just realized I didn't panel line this, so I'm gonna pop it back off and give it some cool Cool shadow depth. Shadow line. Shadow line. Ooh, that's cool. Ah, there's just something cool about this. Can't believe I've never done this before. It's like a $5 pen for the official Gundam panel lining pen, and I've never in my life done panel lining. It's just a... Let's let me... Come on. Just gives it like that little bit of shadow that lets it look a little bit different. Alright, Bill, you have a good one. Do you actually draw for work? You may have run away already because of the stream lag, but I'll message you later because I'm curious about that. I always like it when people, you know, they have a talent, they have a skill, and they're also able to turn it into their form of money making. That old what is it, like, you can either pay the bills or you can be happy. It's like, well, no. That may have been what it was like back when every job was just like a factory floor job, but nowadays, I mean, if you've got the ambition to do something, you can find a way to make money at it. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's so easy to clean up. You just rub your finger on it, it's done real quick. Oh, commissions, nice. I have a friend of a friend I just met recently who does that. And that looks like a lot of fun. But I did not continue down that route of art. I hope you enjoy it and you make many a beautiful drawing tonight. Why did I look at the top of the tripod where there's no camera? The camera's right there. It's late. It's late tonight. Ah, as he takes a big swig of his drink. I swear that's not what's slowing me down. Ooh, that was dangerous. Snip. And snip. Oh, that was really dangerous. Came off really clean though. Yay! Alright, come on. What do I do for work? I'm a real estate agent by money making trade. I've done sales my entire life since I graduated from high school and putting myself through college, getting various jobs in various sales fields, and then eventually I was like, you know what, I can move on to the next thing, and the next thing will either be cars or homes, and I don't really want to sell cars. I love cars, I like cars, and I just did not want to be a part of that car buying experience at a lot of any kind. That just didn't seem enjoyable, didn't seem upright, and I was like, all right, let's do housing. And that was one of my good mentor friends got me into it, and I enjoy it. I think, especially with the way that housing in the U.S. works, I'm not sure what it's like in some other countries, but with the way housing in the U.S. works, just getting your license, if you buy a house every like 5 years, depending on the size of house you're buying, just having the license basically pays for itself. So it's, if you're not looking for it as a moneymaker, but you do also plan on buying homes and you want to, maybe invest in real estate as well, it's a really good tool to have. And then I just also enjoy actually being good at it so that I can get my sellers more money for their homes and find deals for my buyers. Of course, I also supplement that with Cap, so officialcap.com, my Kawaii clothing line. Made this logo years ago and just had it for a long time, and then I was like, I want a shirt that's kind of like a Bape style shirt, but with this logo that I've made. And then I said to myself, like, well, someone else might like it too, and why not have the whole thing help save Red Pandas? So officialcap.com and help save Red Pandas. Ooh, game designer. Whereabouts are you? You in the LA region or the Northwest region? Looking for work with either one of the big guys. You got the Activision Blizzard in the LA region, or up here there's the Sucker Punch or Valve. Well, I guess Valve doesn't really make games, but I guess Microsoft. I feel like that's pressed in well. I feel like that's good. And then we'll snap. I enjoy game design. However, I'm not sure I would make a career out of it. Yeah. But playing around with like Unreal Engine 4 and a bunch of like pixel art stuff that I've done is just fun. It's just kind of enjoyable. It's like another puzzle. It's like another, you're like, here are all the pieces. I can make all the little assets and I can put them together and have them move around and do stuff. It's just kind of enjoyable. That. Okay, we're there. Oh geez, this is a lot. Okay. 13 and 14. Wait, no. C5. Gearbox. Gearbox would be an interesting company. I wonder if that's one of those industries where you get in at a decent sized company, do some work for them for a while, and then decide if you want to go to one of the smaller kind of, it's not subletting, but one of the smaller like contract companies to do more fun, more enjoyable work. What are they called? First party, third party, like a third party developer. Yeah. Okay. I need 13 off of the sticker sheet. Wow, there's a lot of stickers left here. Oh, 13, you're a weird looking sticker. Why are you so weird, sticker? Okay, so 13 is going to go on this one. Are you sure? Are you sure 13? Oh, yeah, totally. Totally. Yeah. Stickerize. Sticker up. Sticker on. Sticker herring. I don't know what that song is I just made, but I did it. did it. I want it. I got it. That's right. I'm singing Ariana Grande now. Okay. And then I need 2 more Fs. Okay, whack. Oh, wow. This actually is using all of the Fs. All right. Wiki wacka. Bonk. Huh. What's your, well, I guess doing everything from line and sound, yeah, so then are you looking then for positions with these companies where you would specialize in something for a while, and then, obviously when you go more indie, you can do the whole kit and caboodle, but do you have to be like, I do this one thing with this company, or is it one of those things where you just kind of go in and you're like, I am game designer, and they just put you on a team where you work on whatever the team needs? I find that whole thing fascinating. Wacka wacka. Okay, and then this is going to snap down in, and 16 is going to go on that side. Wait, no, 14 is going to go on that side. 14. 14. Eh. That'd be fun though. It'd be fun to actually do a full game. Right now, I'm abusing the fact that Unreal Engine is technically a 3D game, and anything 2D is technically just 3D, where you're working in, really just the one or the 2 dimensions. To basically, you can take like all the layers and then stack them and spread them out, and then your pixel sprite can move up and down within all the 2D layers, but with an orthogonal camera, it looks like it's just moving along a standard 2D plane, which is interesting. Yeah, I can see how that could get kind of like drive you nuts after a while. Doing just the one part when you want to be working on like the whole thing. But I guess it's one of those like you gotta put in the time. Gotta put in the work where people have paid you to put in the work before you get to call a shot sometimes. Alright, let's pan a line. 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 Okay. Erase. Finger eraser. Actual eraser. Just nice, gentle erases. And panel line. Erase. And line. Actually, is that I mean, I guess depending on, it's going to depend on like what you would be working on, but you could kind of work anywhere in the US depending on what your thing is, or which item you get brought on at for. Should be kind of cool. You could work for LA company or anyone really. But stay at home and just kind of wake up and be at work. Although if you do that, being a chef is your backup. It's a pretty good backup. If you do end up doing any work from home, word of advice is to have an office or a workspace of some form. What kind of chefing do you do? Race. Okay. This is just so much cooler. So much cooler. Just gives it that like natural shadow that you don't get a lot of the time with some of these models. Like a lot of times the different lines of the panels just tend to disappear and blur all up into one another, and this actually makes it quite a bit nicer. Erase. Erase. Well, hope that didn't sound too bad on the mic. All right, blah blah blah. Then shoe number 2. Mainly Italian, eh? Italian is fun. If you know Italian, you'll be able to pick up Japanese, no problem. Just depends on what type of Japanese you're trying to pick up or what type of Italian you're decent at. You know, pretty much any pasta dish really can be pretty much translated into some sort of donburi, like a rice bowl dish. Uh-oh, I'll have to buff this one. That one really whitened up. Hello, worst part of the deal. Oh, I hate stress marks. Hate them. I hate them. They the worst. All right, shoes. 29. Okay. Okay, this makes sense. My cuisine? Definitely Japanese. Before it was Japanese, though, I would have said probably American. Probably American before that. But it's one of those weird questions though, because with where I am, like I've been exposed to uh, sushi and yakisoba and all of that for years, and I guess I would, as far as like cuisine where I started like learning to cook, would probably be a blend of French with like Jacques Pepin and some of the other like PBS chefs, uh, along with like the Joy of Cooking book and that kind of thing, where you just kind of have a little bit of everything. Like here's how you do a potato. Here's how you do a chicken. Here's how you do just from roasting to frying to battering. So it's way more eclectic than any sort of like one genre. And then part of like those progressive dinners that we used to do would be to kind of like stretch out and see like what can you do? What have you had before that you're gonna replicate for us today? Oh, I should have put this one on first. Oh no! Can I do this? Can I do this? Or wait, do I have to do this? That's the other question. Do I have to do this? I'm going to. I'm going to do this. Eh, eh. What? 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 I'd say the only thing that I don't do often is baking. But when I do bake, I tend to stick pretty close to somebody else's recipe that's pretty well executed. So I know I'm not going to be screwing up too much. I think the only thing that I really experimented with recently was I really wanted biscuits the other day. I was like, I'm gonna have me some biscuits, but we didn't have any milk. We had everything in the house except milk. We had almond milk though. And so I found out you can turn almond milk into buttermilk with like I think it's a teaspoon of vinegar for a cup of almond milk. And so I made some buttermilk biscuits utilizing almond milk, just as an experiment. So that was fun. It's probably my last like most recent like experimental food thing that I did. That actually, really works and tasted good. Burgers, steaks. My dad does a smoked rib. He'll do the same way that my ramen recipe takes about 8 hours to complete. He'll do like 8 hour ribs, and we're not even close to being. You couldn't call us Texan if you wanted to. 27. Oh, weird. Weird. I don't know. I like all food. There's not a dish in the world that I haven't enjoyed eating for some part. There's some that haven't tasted good, that's for sure. Like there was this one meal we had in Japan that was these little tiny ice fishies, and you mixed them with some like lemon ponzu sauce, and that was not a tasty dish on my palate, but it was so weird and so fun of an experience. It almost didn't matter that it was just kind of a fishy tasting bowl. 26. But I'll eat anything. I'll try to cook anything. I don't know that I'm not sure anyone will ever call me the expert of X cooking style. And that's okay with me. Yeah, it was pretty weird, but it turned out pretty good. And it's like you add the vinegar right before you pour it in to the dry goods. So you've got everything all mixed up and ready for the milk, and then you just toss the vinegar into the almond milk, and then throw that all into the dry goods. Stir, 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 clump, 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 push, 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 and it gives you that sort of that. It's just that little bit of sour taste that it comes with. Oh, cumin in those Indian dishes. Kicks you in the mouth, eh? I'm trying to think. A lot of the Indian food around here ends up being just a lot of like spicy dishes where there's just a lot of spices all on it, like some meat, and they stir it up and heat it up, and it's all just being kind of like blended and pushed together. But there's a lot of different types of Indian food. Katey loves butter chicken though, so if that was the only type of Indian food, she would be happy. Where did 7 and 6 get used, or have they not been used yet? Oh, 7 and 6 are going to get used over there. That makes sense. That makes sense. What else is on this strip? 17 and 18. 17 and 18. 17, 18. Okay. And number 2. Number 2. Okay. I am back on track. All right. Okay. Okay. I love these shoes. Speaking of Indian food, it's a very Indian-looking shoe. Those big old shoe kicky points. That's the shoe that they kick you in the mouth with every time you eat cumin. Something I wouldn't eat. I would probably be pretty squeamish around like maggots or something, like something that just I grew up with being a disease bug. I would be like, ugh, I don't know about this, but at the same time, you only live once. I'd give it a try. It just that would be tough for me to eat. Something I wouldn't eat. See, have you ever? There was a Netflix show that was. Oh, what was it called? It was that Asian chef guy who was going around talking about like what it was like growing up being the Asian kid at school, and I just laughed through so much of it because like a lot of the stuff that he would talk about, like having the stinky food, having the weird food, or people would come over and there would be something weird cooking, and that was kind of me growing up. Whether it was like borscht from like my dad trying to do like Russian stuff, or whatever it may be, we always had weird food, and weird food for dinner became weird leftovers. So I've always been kind of the kid with the weird lunch. It's always tasty, never not tasty. Just strange foods. We used to, my sister and I we'd call them Scooby sandwiches, because in the old '60s TV show, Scooby Doo and Shaggy would make sandwiches that were just like mountains high of whatever they had, and we would just go through the refrigerator and get all of the like weird pickled goods that were still sitting around, and just make these big, like, just probably disgusting sandwiches with like cocktail onions and little gherkins and all kinds of meats and different sauces that we would find in the pickled stuff that you have in a fridge sometimes, and just put these things together and eat them. And they were fine. We ate them. They were good. I don't think they were very good for us, but I don't know. Give me something weird. What's something weird that like people don't like wouldn't eat? Had raw horse. That was pretty interesting. I'm interested in trying raw chicken at some point, but I'll do it in a country that inoculates the birds so that you won't get salmonella, because that's not something I want. I love oysters. I like sea urchin. That's something a lot of people don't enjoy, that I happen to actually quite enjoy. There have been some things that I couldn't eat, and then like now just haven't tried them in so long. Dog. Uh yeah, I mean there's a lot of countries that eat dog, because there's a lot of countries in the world where they don't have the sort of resources to raise actual livestock. Um China definitely one of them. Um or at least in certain areas they don't have the real resources. I think Thailand also does dog. Um I mean I love dogs. I love pets, but at the same time, if it's been killed and it's cooked and it's ready to be eaten, I would probably still eat it. It'd be a waste of that dog's life not to eat it at that point. Oh, that's hilarious. I actually do eat raw eggs because I trust in the pasteurizing system in America. Um, but actually, we used to. This is going to sound really, really weird, or it might not. When you make meatloaf, you mix ground beef and a bunch of spices together with raw egg and like a little bit of bread. But before you've added the breadcrumbs as kind of a binder, the meatloaf is just kind of meat and egg and a bunch of spices. It's basically the same ingredients as steak tartare, where you just finely chop up a steak and you serve it with some seasonings like some capers and that kind of thing, along with a raw egg. And so you basically have a big bowl of ground beef tartare and eating just like a little spoonful of that before we throw it in the oven to cook it. Um, just do that all the time. Your stomach's got a lot of good enzymes in it, as long as you consistently eat those kinds of foods. So it's not the worst thing for you to eat. And with the way that we treat eggs in this country, they usually come out pretty clean. I do tend to buy like an Eggland's Best or like one of the higher grade or at least more expensive eggs when I do plan on eating an egg raw, as opposed to, just whatever the store brand is or whatever's on sale. I will go out of my way to get a better egg. But like like a soft boiled egg is still a pretty raw yolk. Um, but I don't know that I've ever just like Rocky Balboa'd a cup of egg before. So don't feel bad. Don't feel like you might have gotten salmonella because you probably wouldn't have. Okay, is that the only sticker that goes on this one? Because that is a frustrating sticker to put on there. All right, pen time. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Wap wap. Tartar is really good. It's one of those things that like you have at like a fancy restaurant and pay way too much for, and then you're like, wait a minute, this is just a piece of steak that you've chopped up with like fine pickled onions and capers and smashed a raw egg onto. Like this is not that expensive of a dish to recreate. I'm just gonna make this at home next time I want it. And then you just have to remember that when you are gonna be consuming those things raw, that you buy really good ones. I actually would avoid. I would avoid organic anything if you're going to be eating it raw because the lack of a lot of like pesticides and everything, you just don't want to risk getting something. But yeah, no, freaking steak tartare is amazing. And again, it's one of those things that just doesn't sound smart to eat, but then, and I mean, you might not feel great afterwards just because depending on what your diet currently looks like, your body may be like, oh, that's right, we have to make that other enzyme too, so that we can handle raw foods better. But if you eat any amount of like sushi on a consistent basis, you should be good to go. And by consistent basis, I mean like once every couple months you've had a piece of sushi. Okay. Oh, that's hilarious because here I thought you were like maybe a kid and you're like, oh, I saw Rocky drinking eggs and he's buff and strong, so I'm going to drink eggs too to get the protein. But not only were you eating eggs, but you were also like trying to hide the fact that you were eating eggs from your mom so she wouldn't know you were sneaking eggs. Did you just really, really like the taste, or was your body like, just I need more protein in my diet? I don't know. Maybe your cereal didn't have a the balanced breakfast with it. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Are you? I mean, I don't know how old you are. So, like, are you at least familiar with Rocky down in a cup of eggs and how like bodybuilders would do that for like protein and stuff, thinking like that. Oh yeah, that's how we get all our protein. Back before like you could just mix chocolate powder with milk and make plenty of protein. Because that's hilarious. Like, how old are we talking here? I mean, old enough to get in trouble from your mom for eating eggs, but then also old enough to get the eggs out, crack them, and suck them out, and put them back in raw. Oh man, that's hilarious. Just something you did. Weird. Man, so sometimes there's stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure if I thought through my life, I'd be like, man, why did I do that? Nobody around me did that. I never saw anybody do that. I just thought it was something to do. Oh, nice. Happy birthday in 2 days. I should have a new travel video for you from Aomori. Putting some of the final edits on that tonight. I just had to get away, take a break, start doing some of this. Wow, that's a long time too. That's not a oh, I did this for a little bit and then I stopped. Like that's a good chunk of time to be doing something. And also very young. Also very young. 5-ish. Weird. Yeah, because you're like just entering social situations, right? Like kindergarten and the first grades, right? So it's not like, oh, I went to school and this kid said he ate raw eggs, but weird. Well, if you ever want to go back to some good raw egg dish, um, take out like crack a bunch of eggs, pull out all the yolks, put all the yolks in a container. It's true. You did already have the empty eggs. Did you at least color them for Easter? But anyway, pull out all the yolks and put the yolks in a container. Put some soy sauce, some sake, and some mirin, which is sort of a sweet cooking wine, in the jar. Some people add sugar. I'm not a fan of the extra sugar. Again, I don't know. I used to really like sweet stuff as a kid, so maybe my body just like avoids adding sugar to stuff now. Um, but soy sauce, sake, mirin, and let them marinate at least overnight, and then basically take the yolks and just use them as a topping over some rice. So cook up some rice and put an egg yolk on it and break it up and stir it around. It'll be kind of cooked because of the marinating process, uh, but it's freaking delicious. This is way harder to put on this one. Eh, eh. Oh, oh, is it sliding? Oh, did it shimmy? Yes. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, my mom still sends me Easter baskets and includes uh, Easter egg like dyeing cups and like dyeing powder and stuff so that I can dye eggs. It's like, yay. Thank you. It's fun. Get to do a little, little fun project anytime there's a holiday. It's really sweet of her. Whop, whop, and whip, whip, and whip. Oh, it's crazy how easy it is just to clean this too. You're just like rub with your finger. I don't have to use like the eraser half the time. All right, let's get this on. Can't believe this is now my second favorite Gundam. Yes, but not Miriam. She's a nice lady. Don't put her in the container. Miriam is Mirrin or Mirin. Again, it's a Asian grocer thing. So if you've got an Asian grocery store near you, you can usually find it pretty easily. But yeah, you can keep the eggs in it for a while. It's nice because the salt and the soy sauce and the alcohol in the sake, you know, cooks and marinates everything. So it's almost like I don't remember what that thing's called. There's a dish in Italian. Oh wait, you cook Italian food. Maybe you can tell me what this is. Unless it's not the type of Italian that you cook. You take like thin stripes, you thin slice steak, you thin slice red onion, and you take capers and you throw it all into a container, pour in some like white vinegar or some sort of like white wine vinegar, and you let it soak overnight. And so the whole thing kind of cooks itself in the vinegar. It's delicious. You just pull out strips of meat and you eat them. My dad did it once when we were growing up, and for the life of me, I can't ever remember what it's called, so I always have to like call him, like, Dad, what was this called? I don't remember this. And he tells me like, oh, this dummy. I'm like, oh, thank you. Nah, he doesn't talk like that. He doesn't talk like that. Now he just sends me pictures of fish, and I'm like, thanks. I wish I could fish every day as well. That would be nice. A2 14. Oh, this is a funky one. Let's cut the posts. Let's cut the post. Oh, I can cut this one here. Okay. And then let's cut this post. Oh, it's such a weird angle to try to get this at. Snip it. Oh! Oh, that went flying. God. Oh, and the soy sake Mirren are a 1-to-1. I mean, soy sake Mirren equal parts. Five-star Italian head chef. Wow, that's fantastic. Is it a restaurant down in that Texas area there? Or is he retired from cooking? Like my friend, the sushi man. The sushi man, and then he sold his restaurant, and now he does like catering, I think. I don't know what he does. Used to be a sumo. Pew pew pew. Oh man, I can smell the finish line. It's like I wanna see what it looks like in the end, but I don't want to rush it because when you rush, you make more mistakes, right? Yeah, me. Get in there. Okay, and then I'd also do number 2, like the tiniest green sticker. This sticker is ridiculous. Can you even see this thing? There's like just a glint on the end of my thumb there. Like that's the sticker I'm dealing with right here. Where does this go? Oh, and it goes on the underside? Jeez. Alright. Tiny sticker. Tiny sticker. Riding on a horse. Tiny sticker. Riding on a pig, technically. Oh, that... At least cooking something you can take with you outside of work, if it is your work. You know, you're not gonna probably take the clientele with you and you have to leave the restaurant, but you can at least still go sit in a kitchen, be in a kitchen, be around it, you know, it's not something that leaves immediately. Those are alright, cool. Right? It's like they're, you know, like, hey, we got tiny hands, we'll be okay. When that Blaine guy tries to make this, he's gonna use those dang old monster hands and not be able to place it correctly. Eh? 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 Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. Rib. And rib. And then and the cod piece is done. Is a cod piece. Because the robo suits are all patterned after what armor would be like. Armor would have a cod piece. Yeah. Hold in the light just right. There we go. Okay, so there's that one. And then this guy just no stickers? Oh yeah, I guess there's like no stickers left. So let's get some real friggin' panel lining going on. Waka. And line, 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 messy lines. Messy lines is okay. That's what the internet told me. They're like, just get the ink on there. Okay. Messy line. Messy line. Death, Sex, and Robots. I actually have not started that one yet. I have heard that it's good, but that's about all I have heard. I've been trying to avoid some spoileriness about it, but I will definitely be putting that on the watch list. That's for sure. Crazy good, eh? One episode animated shows. Sort of reminds me of what was that? What was that anime called? Memories? I think it was called Memories. Anytime you get that where you have like a bunch of little like show segments that are all, you know, kind of put together. What am I watching now? Watching We Never Learn, the one about the kid trying to teach the girls so that he can get the scholarship. Um that one seems kind of funny, cute. Still watching JoJo, of course. We're on like what part or whatever the latest episode is there. Gotta love the JoJo. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, look at Willie just wakes up. He's like, "Ah, come pet me."
Mama's here. Hi. You say hi to everybody?
Yeah. That camera.
Hello. Hi. Wendy and Katey are here. Hey, everyone. Oh, I got a good little kitten.
He is a good kitten.
Oh, fluffy.
He's not that fluffy.
Okay, but soft.
He
Like
is.
velvety fluffy.
He is soft.
Oh, you just want on YouTube. Yeah.
What else are we watching right now, honey?
For anime?
Yeah.
It's kind of sad because all the good stuff ended.
All the good stuff ended.
Well, the Promised Neverland was really great.
Mm-hmm.
Domestic, Kanojo.
Yeah.
Right. We're watching. What's the circus one?
Oh, Josh says, "Aw, Kitty," and he says, "Hi, Katie."
Oh, hi.
Karakuri Circus.
Yeah.
Karakuri Circus is really good. No, I don't think I said that one.
Yeah, Karakuri Circus. Surprisingly, I did not expect it to go in the direction that it started going.
Yeah, it's definitely different from what it started out at. That's for dang sure.
It's taken a lot of good turns, so you're in for a wild ride. Huh, Willie? Isn't that right? Oh. That's really good. I keep thinking of just random stuff, like SSSS Gridman. I'm like, that's over though.
Yeah, that's way over at this point, right?
Yeah. But I just want to kind of go back and watch some older things now.
Yeah. It's a good season for watching older stuff.
Yeah. What was the Guyver?
Guyver, yeah. We're gonna go back and watch Guyver. You'll enjoy that one.
I'm excited.
Guyver is Steve Blum's first roles.
Steve Blum. Wow.
Is it Blum or Bloom? I actually don't remember. We saw him.
It's Bloom. It's Steve Blum.
Is it Steve Blum?
Yeah.
Is it not Blum?
No doubt about it, yeah.
Okay. I think...
No doubts to doubt it.
Okay. Alright, assembly time. Just like a Megazord. Ooh. Assemble! SS Gridman's on your list? Good.
Watch it.
It's really interesting the way that they were able to animate the robot and the giant monster sections so they almost have the weight and feel of having actual humans inside monster suits. It's really well done. Snap.
Should I show everyone my new cool pins like that?
Sure. You want to show off your pins?
Yeah. I don't know. Does anyone like 02 or Darling in the Franxx? It's one of the best animes ever. Can it even show up?
Oh, here, give me this.
That box. She's so cute. Look at her. Focus, camera.
Come on, camera.
Oh, I swear.
Come on, camera. Come on, camera.
Oh, there she is. Oh my gosh. She's so cute. She has a book and a lollipop.
Put your other one on there.
Okay. And then I've got Grookey girl.
A girl Grookey.
Girl Grookey. Just the best.
Yay, convention.
I got to wear them at work today, so I was very excited.
Good. I got initial D pins at the con. So I got the 8.6 and the FD.
Oh, this is mine. Oh, the FD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This one's mine. I got... Yeah. Woo!
RX-7 FD. Yeah, the 02 is super adorable. Did you grab that artist information? There's a little twist in the waist. Yeah, we've got the info for that artist. That artist has got a lot of really cute stuff.
Yeah, let me go see if I can
Assembled! Oh, see, he's really cute. He's good. He's good size. Is he same? So yeah, same size, smaller head. Interestingly enough. Dream Car 8.6? Not a real one, I'll tell you that much. I'll have a real one, but that is That is an interesting car. That is a unique car. That is a very historical piece of automobilia. A dream. I don't know. I wouldn't. I've had very similar vehicles to 80s Toyotas, and there's just some things that a little bit newer cars have, like I don't know, just about the way they fit together. It's hard to find an older car like that that still fits together well. All right, how do I build this thing? I just snip it out. I snap it up. Snap. Yeah, if you're in like actual like drift circuits and stuff, you know, go for it. I don't know that would not be my choice. The mountain scene. The one with the lake that has the duck boats up the mountain. Okay, yeah, I am supposed to remove these things. Wait, kono bu bon pon wo tori hazu shimasu. What does that mean? Oh, totally. Get it for the novelty. What does that mean? Don't giggle.
How am I supposed to know?
Don't giggle at me. Listen to my mumbling and then tell me what it means.
It's like the tiniest font in the entire world.
It says konobu pon wa tori.
Kono bubun. Ah, that's the kanji for minutes, but I don't think that's what it means.
No.
Maybe pieces. Oh,
it's definitely pieces because they're small.
Oh, tori.
It's a small long piece, so it's like a pon, like ippon, that kind of thing, right?
Tori hazu shimasu.
Torihazu? What's Torihazu?
I don't know.
It says remove them. Do I keep them though? I'm gonna keep them for now.
I got Willy hair all over me.
Yeah, you do. Well, you're also wearing a black uniform, so it's very. Look at the.
Tori hazu.
Sticker time again. Throwing stickers on here right now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Remove.
Okay, it does say remove.
Tori
Yeah. Way to go, reading. Thanks for Googling what the word meant.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's so funny when you can read something but just not know what it means. You're like, cool, I read it. It doesn't mean anything to me.
That is kind of a weird thing. Because, like, you can read it, but, like, it's like there's the different stages, right? Where you're like, you can read it, and you know what it sounds like. And then we're getting to the stage now where it's like we can read it, and we can see the words and the markers, so we know what the words are we don't know in the sentence. So we're like, oh, I need to figure out what this section means, or what this word or what this phrase means. It's interesting. It's interesting all the steps of learning a language. Oh. Hey. All right, let's panel liner. Panel line. Panel line.
So you're making this one, little guy?
I'm making this little guy.
He's really cute already.
He's pretty much done. I'm just giving him his wings.
Every time an otaku, I don't know, sings a Gundam gets his wings. Pretty great.
Oh yeah. Oh, he can. Sorry, I forgot you're on the other side of the computer. He can read it, but it means nothing to him.
Yep. Same. Like, cool. I don't know. Willie, you are very dangerous. You are so dangerous.
Why is he dangerous?
He's like dancing around these cords.
Oh, they're just cables. He's okay.
You're okay. Just starved.
Well, I mean, if he wasn't just sleeping on the couch, or the bed, he would have plenty of attention.
Yeah, Willie.
I've been here the whole time. He could have been helping me put this model together.
Moral support.
Yeah, making friends online. Cat friends.
Do you think there's like streams where cats just like look at other cats?
Cats look at other cats? I have no idea. I know there's probably streams of like, it's probably like kittens. Yeah, like kitten streams and that kind of thing, right?
Oh, yeah. But it's like, what if we started a stream that's just Willie like reacting to other cats?
I don't. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he would. To see if like if let's get Cloud on Skype and see if they would actually like interact.
Cloud Willie interaction is funny. I doubt it. They'd be like, I don't understand. They're not here.
Yeah, is part of the reason they hate each other the smell? Like, that would be really interesting.
Maybe. But also, I think they only like IRL relationships.
Well, they don't like their IRL relationship, so maybe they would like their online personas.
Persona. That was clever. Willie's persona.
I have tried natto. I like it with spicy mustard and sriracha. It definitely has a strong smell, but I would equate it more with like a stinky cheese than I would something like gross. Yeah, I think there are two T's in the word.
Yeah, natto. In the romanji, yeah. But
Katey, do you like natto?
no, yuck.
Yuck!
Sick.
Wheat! Gross!
Wheat! Get out of here. Yeah, I've had it, and it just tastes, to me, it tastes like stinky plastic, and I don't like it at all. I think I tolerated it enough for like an obasan, like to be polite. They're like, oh, please try this thing. And I'm like, sure, I'll try that thing for you, obasan, because you're so sweet, and I love you. But I promptly didn't spat it out after they were not looking.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that doesn't taste good enough to eat consistently.
Some people do it though, like.
Well, that's because some people actually do like it though. Like it's super healthy for you, I guess.
I think some people are sadistic too. Like, it's so good for me. I'm just gonna eat it regardless of how it tastes.
Yeah, it's one of those things too where I remember hearing about a study from a friend of mine that they did a study or a poll of old Japanese women, and the ones that had nice skin also liked the taste of natto, and the ones that didn't and looked like old women hated the taste of natto. So like the nutrients in natto are really good for keeping your skin young and vibrant. Bad boy.
Is he done?
No, I gotta make his spear, but I really just have to cut it out. His main body's done though.
Look at him. Wow.
It's interesting though that these snap on and off.
You can't. Yeah, keep them in the middle. Yeah, check them out.
Yeah, that's like the hardest part about these is remembering that this is where my camera is, not here. You know, I'm like.
Well, I hope you're ready to have a wrinkly wife who doesn't like natto.
Oh, that's fine. I don't know if it works if you're not Asian.
Just only
natto only works if you have the Asian genes.
Well,
I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out right now. I'm just straight spitting. Okay, and nip. Oh!
Whoa!
Got it.
Crazy.
本当に可愛いです. I love the SD models. They're so adorable. I mean, I'll have to at some point put together another HG or a maybe I'll get a perfect grade. Maybe I'll get a really really cool one on the next trip or something. But yeah, so this is a high grade. Or no, this is a master grade.
What's above?
No, this is high grade.
So high grade,
high grade, master grade,
and then perfect.
These guys are perfect grade, I believe.
Wow.
I think that's how it goes.
Why don't they just make them all perfect grade?
Because it's more about the height and the scale.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, it's not about like the quality of the item itself.
It does. The bigger the item, the more the quality improves. Okay.
Well, I guess that makes sense because you can make details at a different scale than if it was really small.
And there's some that actually do internal frames. So like you build a robot frame and then you put armor onto it.
Oh. Careful with the stickers.
Nah, it's okay.
Just bro. The sticker is always where I end up messing stuff up.
The difference in the grades is, I will show you. Oh, this is a very...
It's a very sticky sticker.
Yeah, it's probably the stickiest sticker I've seen. It's these metallic style stickers.
I'm interested to see those like water vinyls or whatever those are called.
Yeah, those water slips or whatever. All right,
big one.
Almost done.
Check it.
One more.
This is your last bit?
This is the last sticker.
Last thing of everything.
Then a little bit of panel lining on this staff on his scythe. Eh.
Oh, it's so shiny.
Yeah, gives it a nice luster. All right, and then we're gonna give it a little bit of chat, pit, sit, pit, pit, pit.
Oh, yeah.
It requires the sound effects, trust me. Chip, sit, hit, hit, kit, kyo, kyo, cha, cha. Yeah, I saw that too. They wrinkle as well, it would appear, if you don't get them on, perfectly straight, or if they go on a curved area. So I'm not super stoked about it. However, I am super curious.
Or the water, whatever.
Yeah, said they tear easily apparently.
Yeah, because it seems so thin. It's just like rice paper.
Like thin rice paper.
Wow.
Okay, now it's done. Okay, is it done? Oh yeah, see, you can turn his stuff into like a crazy scythe weapon or like a weapon with his headpiece on it.
Yeah.
Now let's see what we can... Okay, how do we... If I rotate, bend down, and then rotate up, and then I can scythe in hand, scythe in other hand. Kya! Kya!
Yeah.
No, it's like not even midnight yet. You gotta. I don't know where in Texas you are, but Texas has a lot of time zones, so we might be closer than you think as far as time zones go.
11:46.
Yay, he's got a weapon. So this is SD. So this is the super deformed versions that do the big heads. This is
Super cool.
yeah, he should stand. What is this guy called again? This is like a super squat form. So where the SD has legs and some posability in the arms, the super squats.
It's just up
Wait, the
and
state
down.
of the city, Washington State.
Yeah, like Seattle.
Yeah, no, we're not on the East Coast. We're West Coast. So he only has feet and torso and a head, and his head is actually bigger than this counterpart here. So this is the standard Deathscythe. This is the Deathscythe Hell in the SD, and then perfect grade would be if I had a Deathscythe in this size. So I've got a nice little grid pattern here.
Look at him.
Look at this. Look at Mike. So here's
So cool.
here's my SD. Here is a perfect grade. Pretty sure it's perfect grade is this size. Then this
He's massive.
is a high grade. And high grades get a lot of interesting upgrades where let me move my
Move this up.
move me over here. My super squat.
Oh, he's so cute.
Where like the spear, the plastic is actually clear clear green on this for the beam saber part of his lance. The hands actually pivot; they open and close, so he can actually open his hand and grab the scythe.
That's cool.
The little pieces here move. The wings are actually made from a couple different pieces, so they're actually like fairly thick, and they've got multiple joint pieces on them. So if we pull this off, we can set him up for cocoon mode because these wings are a bullet-proof.
Wow.
So he can cocoon up, or is it down? Is it down how they lock? Yeah. Everything is a laser in this world, so he can cocoon up and deflect stuff. You'll notice he's also quite a bit larger. So this is a high grade, and then a perfect grade is going to be a little bit larger than that. I believe it's just a slight amount larger, but it's going to have way more detail, way more of those small moving parts. So like where this guy has actually quite a few bits and bobs that move and little things like his hands, and then the knees flex a little, like even this part of the knee moves a little bit. So there's just a lot to these guys that's really cool. The joints for like the hips are actually like putting together an action figure joint. The hip here actually has some like rotate to it. And there's a lot of really cool features on these. They just are huge, and they take a lot more to put together.
That's kind of
But in the end, oops. Oh no, Gundam Wing's wings fell off.
No.
Oh, he's so dusty.
Then he's just good.
But this oh, totally. This Gundam I actually bought at a place with the first time I saved up from like mowing the yard allowance. So like I was 14 when I picked this model up. So it's super dusty. I need to really get in there and clean it. And it's also, so old with a lot of, like, you can see some of my nubbins marks, all over because didn't have a kit back then. I was just like, I want that, and I wanted to put it together. Now I do. So these are kind of our comparisons for these guys.
Like father and son.
Don't ever talk to me or my son ever again. Or my son's son ever again.
What's that? Just like a meme.
Yeah, like the "don't talk to me or my son ever again" is the meme, but then like I watched like Cheeton does like "don't talk to me or my son's son ever again." So I'll have to do that meme with these guys. So that was that. Next time I will probably, I don't know, I'll do one of these two. Maybe I'll take a poll to see which one people would prefer, doing a high grade Gundam Barbados, which is going to be, should be same as this, 144. What does it say? Oh no, this is 1/100. Okay, never mind. This is going to be the same size as this one. So Barbados is, or no. He's a little bit bigger. He's a 1/144. So it's not necessarily the scale, it's just how the parts all fit together. So this guy will have the same like number of parts and stuff as this guy. He's just going to be a little bit shorter. This is 1/100 scale. This is 1/144 scale. Or I will do the Unicorn RX-0 that comes with all of this cool junk. So every little bit, one of these cannons and things that we can attach to him and make him fly around and go from destruct mode to standard mode. Yeah, so Unicorn? That's a vote for Unicorn right there.
My vote.
My vote for Unicorn. Okay. And so I guess I was incorrect there that it's about the size of the model. It is about the like number of bits and bobs then, and how many. I bet it also will indicate like how much of the plastic comes colored as opposed to how much of it you have to color yourself. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I had a ton of fun chatting. We went over quite a few things. We had some good times.
Good times.
Oh, and I can make other weapon patterns with like this winged bat scepter thing. Oh, I'll have to play with that later. All right. Have a wonderful night. Josh, thanks for chatting, and I'll see you next time.
Bye, Josh. Good night.
Oh, and happy birthday in a couple days.